to 15.7 trillion naira by the end of December 2019. Senior government crowd have responded prosecutors claiming the all progressives to 15.7 trillion naira by the end of December 2019. Senior government crowd have responded prosecutors claiming the All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikule Amosu. Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort Jameson. Many thanks for joining us. Quickly a look at the news making the rounds for today. Nigeria wins 2020 World Soil Day Prize. Another party protests defamation campaign. Biden warns Putin of strong measures amid Ukraine invasion fears. $197 million 5G mock auction holds Friday. Rollout begins 2022 in 12 states. CAF dismisses Afghan postponement rumors. Be well to stay with us to bring you a lineup of interesting news stories just right after this time out. Welcome back. And now the news in details. Nigeria wins 2020 World Soil Day Prize. Activities of the Nigeria Institute of Soil Science in line with its core mandate to enhance protection and management of soil resources to mitigate hunger by providing food in quantity and quality have won the Institute global recognition. The NISS won $15,000 for outstanding activities among 48 organizations that contested the award across the globe at the 2020 World Soil Day held in Bangkok, Thailand. Professor Samali Sani Noma, the Northwest Zonal Coordinator of NIS, dropped the cherry news at a one-day sensitization workshop attended by registered soil scientists within the zone held at the new Faculty of Agriculture building, Usmanu Damfodio University, Sokoto. According to Noma, who is of the Department of Soil Science and Agricultural Engineering UDUS, the World Soil Day Award sponsored by the Kingdom of Thailand in conjunction with the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations was received by the Nigerian Ambassador to Thailand, Mr. Omar Jeba, on behalf of Nigeria. Nigeria was adjudged the best in aspects of educational projects, rallies, export dialogue, conferences, artistic performances, on-farm trials on good agricultural practices, and youth knowledge on soil with specific initiatives. The one-day sensitization workshop for registered soil scientists within the Northwest region was coming on the heels of an earlier workshop the Institute held for farmers and extension workers within Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara states in October. The workshop was themed the role of Nigeria Institute of Soil Science as a regulator of soil science profession in Nigeria, with a paper presented by Professor Edward Oyovisere of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Aside from sensitizing members to the activities of the Institute, other areas of deliberation at the gathering included the need for soil management and testing within the zone as states in the region fall on different ecological zones. And now moving forward, Senate bill empowers customs to carry out electronic transactions. A bill to empower the Nigeria Customs Service to carry out electronic transactions scaled second reading on the floor of the Senate. This followed the presentation of the lead debate on the general principles of the bill by the sponsor, Senator Francis Alimikena, during the plenary. The bill is entitled A Bill for an Act to Repeal the Customs and Excise Management Act, Cap C-45, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and to enact an act to establish the Nigeria Customs Service Act 2021. Ali Mikena, who is Chairman Senate Committee on Customs, Excise and Tariff, says that the bill was read the first time on January 29, 2020. He says that the proposed bill sought to bring the Customs to Excise Management Act in line with modern-day reality. The senator says an analysis of the SEMA conducted in 2009 found the law to be severely lacking with respect to the World Customs Organization's revised Kyoto Convention. He says that as it was, the Act did not contain provisions to support the use of electronic documents, signatures, and electronic payment, as well as application of risk management. Ali Mikena says that the bill, when passed, would empower the service to be at par with international standards to enhance the protection of the society against smuggling, illegal weapons, narcotics, and counterfeit goods, among others. The bill was referred to the Senate Committee on Customs, Excise and Tariff for further legislative action. They are to report back in 4 weeks. In another development, Lagos government to prosecute anyone flouting COVID-19 guidelines and travel protocols. The Lagos State government has vowed to prosecute anyone flouting COVID-19 guidelines and travel protocols released by the Presidential Steering Committee. The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, says this, adding that his government, through the courts, will prosecute anyone found wanting in compliance with guidelines. In a statement signed by the governor's chief press secretary, Boyega Akosile, states that the government has partnered with the PSC to punish whoever refused to undergo mandatory test. According to the statement titled Omicron, they will prosecute anyone flouting COVID-19 guidelines, travel protocols, says Sanwo-Olu. The punishment included blacklisting the passport of the offenders for a 1-year period. Sanwo-Olu says all foreigners that flout the rules would be subjected to possible deportation. Therefore, he implored all intending inbound passengers to perform their required tests at any of the private laboratories within Lagos State Private Laboratory Consortium as and when due. And now bringing you news stories from around Africa, another party protests defamation campaign. After being locked for months in a showdown with President Kais Saied, Islamist-inspired Ennahda, the biggest party in Tunisia's suspended parliament, says it was facing a planned defamation campaign aimed at shorting it out of national politics. Sami Riki, advisor of the Ennahda head and parliament speaker Bashir Ganochi, says there is a defamation campaign conducted by some political figures, parties, and recently by a former minister on television, during which they made accusations against the movement of Ennahda, knowing that they took part in governments which Ennahda participated in as well. There is an attempt to exclude Ennahda through relying on state apparatus. Ennahda, an outlawed opposition movement under dictator Zine El Abidine Ben Ali, has been part of every coalition behind a string of short-lived governments since his ouster in the revolution. The movement has condemned Said's July power grab as a coup d'etat that puts Tunisia's democratic transition in danger. It has warned that Said, who in October moved to rule by decree, was attempting to install a new autocracy. Said has repeatedly said, without naming it directly, that Ennahda will never return to power. Layad, who was prime minister from March 2013 to November 2014, accused unnamed officials of using state bodies and attempting to pressure the judiciary to keep Ennahda out of politics. But still from around Africa, jihadists hit Niger, urges crackdown on Libya arms traffic. President of Niger, Mohamed Bazoum, urges his country allies to step up the fight against arms trafficking from Libya, which he says is fueling the Sahel's jihadist insurgency. Bazoum made his call at the opening of a major security forum in Senegal. The partners' biggest failure has been their weak involvement in the fight against arms smuggling from Libya, which is the most important factor in the prevalence of this terrorism. The region's former colonial power, France, is leading European efforts to fight the jihadists, while the UN has a large peacekeeping force in Mali. If France and its partners are opposed to Wagner, it is because they have seen in the Central African Republic their destabilizing potential and exploitation against the population. the loss of state sovereignty, the predation of resources, the failure on the operational level, the particular and economic interests that are placed above that of the population, and that is not compatible with their vision. At least 12 soldiers and dozens of terrorists were killed in a battle in western Niger, the country's defense ministry announced, adding that bloodshed has displaced thousands of civilians. Sahel countries need better tailored help from their partners based on intelligence, air support, and strengthening the capacities of their armed forces, Bazoum says. Right now, we're taking a break, and when we return, we shall be bringing you news stories from the United States. Do well to stay with us.
For a great outpouring of the power of God like I've never seen before.
I came with an anointing here, so don't waste my time. Look at me, look at me. Walk! Go! Jesus! Power!
For 2 years now, this man could not walk. He came from Iyape. They carried him here. He legs were swollen. Come.
It's gone. In Jesus' mighty name.
For you to join me and be with me as I come to Baltimore. It's the end of the year. Come spend time with God in the place of prayer. Come spend time with God in the place of intimacy. I'm believing God that Impact 2021 Baltimore is going to be one of the most outstanding events of your life.
If you want to be focus driven, you have to be fire filled. I have 4 prophecies. Number 1, dry bones will rise again. Number 2, the Lord said I should tell you that he's taking away fibroids. What happened in October?
My wedding.
14.
It's my wedding, sir.
Who's Madonna?
My husband.
Is you? Son. I hear the voice of the Lord to tell both of you. God is about to increase the number of your family to 5.
God sent me to Baltimore, and I'm believing God I'm coming because of you, because of your family, because of all that concerns you. It's time for the battles to end.
Impact 2021, Baltimore, United States of America. Apostle Jameson Suleiman. Date 7 and 8 December 2021. Happening at Martin West 6817 Double Drive, Baltimore, MD 21244, United States of America. 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. daily. For inquiries, please call.
Welcome back to News Desk. Biden warns Putin of strong measures amid Ukraine invasion fears. The U.S. says it is preparing robust responses over fears of a Russian invasion of Ukraine after Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin spoke. In a video link, President Biden voiced deep concerns over Russian troop buildups and threatened strong economic and other measures, Washington says. Russia says it will not attack Ukraine. President Putin accused Ukraine of provocation and sought guarantees against eastward NATO expansion and deployment of weapons close to Russia. They were held on a secure video link set up on the previous administrations but never used before Russian news agency reports. Video footage of the opening moments showed friendly greetings between the U.S. and Russian leaders. The talks then continued behind closed doors, lasting about 2 hours. Mr. Putin held the talks from his residence in the southern resort of Sochi. Now bringing you more updates, and this time around from India. India vaccine maker halves production. The world's largest vaccine maker will halve the production of its COVID-19 vaccine because it has no fresh orders, its top-ranking executive has said. India's Serum Institute is sitting on a stockpile of 500 million doses of COVID Shield, the local version of AstraZeneca's Vaxzevria jab, the firm's CEO Adar Poonawalla says. The jab accounts for 90% of 1.3 billion doses given so far in India. India has fully vaccinated 51% of its eligible adults since January. Some 85% of the people have been administered one dose. However, tens of millions of people are still yet to receive their second dose. I am in a dilemma which I never imagined to be in. I am producing 250 million doses of Covishield a month, but the good news is India has covered a large part of the population and we will have completed all our orders to the Ministry of Health in a week's time, Mr. Poonawalla says. They have no other orders at hand, so they are going to be reducing the production at least by 50% to begin with on a monthly basis until others again pick up either in India and the world. And now bringing you two news stories from the world of business. $197 million 5G mock auction holds Friday. Rollout begins 2022 in 12 states. The Nigerian Communications Commission says Nigeria's 5G plan will allow efficient allocation of spectrum for 5G deployment and ensure its effective deployment in major urban cities by 2025. The Commission also disclosed that the much anticipated mock auction of the 5G spectrum for qualified telecommunication companies in preparation for the main auction scheduled for Monday, December 13th, 2021. These were disclosed by the Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, NCC, Professor Omar Dambata, at a capacity building workshop themed 5G deployment and the next level of Nigeria's deployment organized by the Commission in Kano. He says it is expected that the rollout of the 5G will be carried out in phases beginning with major cities in the country where there is need for high-quality broadband. According to him, the Commission will carry out its mock auction of the 5G December 10, 2021, adding that this will be in preparation for the main auction scheduled to hold on Monday, December 13, 2021 in Abuja. According to the Commission's information memorandum on 3.5 GHz spectrum auction, about 12 states will enjoy 5G services within 2022 and 2023. According to the NCC, it may be until 2028 and 2032 before every region of Nigeria enjoys 5G services. Still from the world of business, Stallion Group acquires British automakers franchise. Stallion Group has been appointed by the British automaker MG Motor as the exclusive distributor of its automobile brands in Nigeria. A statement by the company says plans were already in line to assemble, distribute, sell, and service specific MG models in the country. The General Manager of Nigeria Stallion Group, Anurag Shah, says Stallion's push for the MG Motor franchise was motivated by the company's 25 years experience as the nation's leading quality automobile sales and service provider with clear understanding of Nigeria's taste for quality vehicles. Moreover, as the disposable income of auto buyers dwindled due to the COVID-induced global economic recession, they understand that businesses and individuals require automobiles that combine durability with affordability, which is what MG and Stallion are reputed for. MG Motor is a British automotive company headquartered in London, United Kingdom, and a subsidiary of SAIC Motor UK, which in turn is owned by the Shanghai-based Chinese state-owned company SAIC Motor. Right now, we're taking a break, and when we return, it shall be news stories from the world of sports. We'll be right back.
Omega 5 Expressway 132 Benin of Kenya Abuja Expressway, Auchi, Edo State, Nigeria. For inquiries, call
Welcome back. And now is news series from the world of sport. CAF dismisses AFCON postponement rumors. The Confederation of African Football has dismissed rumors that the Africa Cup of Nations scheduled to hold next year in Cameroon could be postponed or moved from the West African country following the recent discovery of the new Omicron variant of COVID-19. Africa's football showpiece, which has already been delayed because of the global pandemic, was due to kick off on January 9 in Yaoundé with the final. The new variant has, however, sparked rumors that the competition could be moved after travel restrictions have been introduced by some countries on several African nations. The ban by the United Kingdom and Canada on Nigeria, which neighbors Cameroon, has also fueled the suggestion that the tournament could be moved to Qatar. However, CAF's Director of Communications, Alex Siwe, says neither his organization nor leading Cameroon officials have discussed such events. Siwe also confirmed that the staff from the CAF arrived in Cameroon this week to organize the AFCON finals. An official delegation from CAF has been released and General Secretary Veron Mosengo Omba is joining them in 2 days, he added. In another sports news and finally on News Desk, Joshua wants 40 million euros to step aside for Fury, Usyk. Eddie Hearn has suggested Anthony Joshua would be willing to step aside and allow Tyson Fury to face Alexander Usyk for 40 million euros after entering talks with the Gypsies King team over a potential deal. Joshua was beaten conclusively by Usyk at the end of September, losing his unified heavyweight titles via unanimous decision on a disappointing night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 2 weeks after that humbling, he opted to trigger his immediate rematch clause, and Hearn expected the return bout to take place either in March or April next year. However, in recent weeks, talks has the face of Joshua instead accepting an offer to step aside for a potential showdown between Usyk and Fury, which would crown the first undisputed heavyweight champion in over 2 decades. Fury, who retained his WBC title by knocking out Deontay Wilder, was on the verge of agreeing to face Dillian Whyte in his next bout, but the WBC refused to name him as the Gypsies King's mandatory challenger. He has therefore turned his attention to an undisputed battle with Usyk, an option which became all the more realistic when Joshua recently hinted that a step-aside deal may make sense for business. Now Hearn, AJ's longtime promoter, has named his man's price to let Fury and Usyk scrap it out for heavyweight supremacy next year. And that's the size of the news for today from News Desk on Celebration TV. But in case you missed out, here's a recap of the news making the rounds for today. Nigeria wins 2020 World Sorrow Day Prize. Another party protests defamation campaign. Biden warns Putin of strong measures amid Ukraine invasion fears. $197 million 5G mock auction holds Friday. Rollout begins 2022 in 12 states. CAF dismisses AFCON postponement rumors. And now to the photo of the day. Now we have here clearly 2 images that shows you a young boy who celebrates him being able to stay awake all night in the first image, and him having it as an issue in the second image. Now looking at this photo, it is clear that reasons and activities change at different stages and ages. Now no one stays at a point forever. Seasons and time changes, so You must always be ready to switch when the time comes. We also want to hear from you. Give us your feedback on what you think about the photo of the day, and you can do this via our social media platforms. On Facebook, Celebration TV; on Instagram, My Celebration TV; on Twitter at My Celebration TV; and on YouTube, Celebration TV. Now, your positive contribution to the wellness of the society you find yourself or the organization you work defines your leadership might. As an individual who knows what to do and do without expecting to be pushed, has bagged his ways to success. So be it known today that everything we do, think, feel, and believe either has a positive or negative effect on humanity and our national well-being. So do well to be a part of nation building today. I am Comfort James, and it is many thanks for watching.